Go, Mommy!
Episode number 3.
Go, Mommy!
Hello, sisters. Welcome to Women with Balls in the Air. Join me as I uncover the modern-day secret to success. I'll share with you strategy, tips, and bonus interviews from today's most influential matriarchs. Career moms, it's time to take back your life and get into the game of gumption. And here is where we're gonna do it. Let's go, girls! Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to this podcast and spend some time with me. I hope you enjoy this episode, which is part 3 of this 3-part series. I recommend listening to 1 and 2. It will make this episode so much more valuable and a hell of a lot more sense. Okay, so the goal of this episode is to enhance our communication skills and bring an onslaught of likability into our lives. We will continue on with my experience on the set of The Departed. We will then dissect the new story to give you actionable tips on how to practice phenomenal communication skills and how these tips can help you get ahead in the game. A quick recap. I asked Marty Scorsese if I could shadow him on the set of The Departed. He said yes. I shadowed him for 4 days on set, where I mingled with some of the best that Hollywood has to offer. In part 1 and 2, I spoke about how to jump out of your comfort zone and reap the benefits of a rewarding life. And we spoke about how to practice authenticity in your daily life to help propel your business and career forward. Today, in part 3 of 3, let's talk about what I learned from Matt Damon and Martin Sheen, and that's the art of effective communication. For in-depth information and links to today's podcast, please visit our show notes page that accompanies this episode at kcdstefano.com/Marty. It was the second day that I was shadowing Marty. We were in a hangar in Brooklyn. The crew was finishing up lunch. I spotted Martin Sheen step outside for a cigarette. I followed him outside to the smoking area. I said, "Hello, Martin." Again, a welcoming smile, and my hand was out before we were close enough to connect. I said, "My name is Casey. I'm shadowing Marty on set this week. Do you mind if I sit down and talk with you?" He said, "Well, certainly not, Casey. How are you today?" I loved how he took the initiative to start the conversation to make me feel comfortable. Martin asked me all about myself, so much that I was interrupting him to ask him questions about himself. It was clear to me that Martin was genuinely interested in me, and it made me think he's probably interested in everybody, which not only made me feel comfortable enough to engage, but it made me like him even more. One of my favorite quotes, because it's so damn true, is one by Dale Carnegie. He says, "You can make more friends or close more business deals in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years trying to get people interested in you." I love that one. Mr. Sheen and I went on to discuss family life, parenting, and politics. We also found that we had a few commonalities. We both lived in Santa Monica, and at that time, we frequented some of the same restaurants. After it was all done and we had to get back to set, it was hard to fathom that I just had a nice conversation with a film icon who I've always admired, and not just for his body of work, but for his commitment to social justice, service, and peace. The guy's really a true humanitarian. I must admit, even though I was feeling high in life, it was really emotionally exhausting constantly being out of your comfort zone. As wonderful as it all was, I needed a break from always having to be on and professional and polite and to look all put together. There were so many times I wanted to retreat back to my own safety zone, but I couldn't. I tried to get some alone time to reboot. Before the crew was back from lunch, I went to the office set. I stood there admiring the set and all the wonderful set dressing. I was really focusing on the great work done there. The attention to detail was out of control. And once I checked out the set, I was going to sneak back quietly to my chair that was hidden behind the monitors, just to get that alone and quiet time to reboot and get ready for the next 6 hours. But then, boom, Matt Damon was blocking my way. He was sitting in his chair that was directly in my only path. Not only was he in my way, He attacked me with his hand reaching out before we were even close enough to connect. Touché, Mr. Damon, touché. He magically lifted my eyes to his and forcefully said, "Hi, I'm Matt." And he kept his eyes locked straight into mine. Okay, so normally these words would not throw me off, but he said them so uber confident and forced his hand into my area that I had to shake his hand. But it threw me off because, of course I know you're Matt. Everyone knows you're Matt. My dog, he even knows you're Matt. See? I think if he would have said, "Hello, my name is God," it would have thrown me off less. I'd love to tell you what I said after that, but it was a fog. I can only hope I said, "Hello, my name is Casey. I'm a director. I'm shadowing Marty on set for a few days." But I have no idea. I have to admit, this is the first time and only time in my life that I have been absolutely starstruck. I know I asked him, "How do you like working with Marty?" I think he said, "It's great." He said he would like to continue doing so. I told him that I really enjoyed his work and that I thought Project Greenlight was a great concept. That's what was going on at the time with him. And I congratulated him on his engagement. And then he gave me that big old smile. He's in love. It's so great. So why does Matt say, "Hi, I'm Matt"? Maybe because that's what normal people do. Maybe because he's just being polite. Personally, I think it's his way of kind of leveling the playing field with others. You know, just know me as Matt. I'm the guy next door, a human, not a superstar, but just an actor getting by. You know, just Matt. The point is, he is doing it to make you feel comfortable. And that is what makes him so successful. He gets it, just like Marty and Martin. If you want people to like you, you gotta like them first. You gotta be authentic. Just be nice. Marty and his team treated me like an equal when it was quite clear that I felt a bit out of my element, out of my comfort zone. And they took the extra step to be that much more nicer to me, to make me feel comfortable, to help a fellow human out. And that, my friends, is what it's all about. So I'm going to take their lead, and I'm going to throw out just some of the many ideas on how we too can rise to the occasion. I mean, hey, the basics of procuring likability are simple. Be nice and considerate. Treat people the way you want to be treated. All true. But let's get into the tips of the trade that can have an enormous effect on how others regard you. First, let's take a quickety-split commercial break. It's time to get in the game and compete. Let CaseyDStefano.com create a stunning website and engaging video for your growing business so you can monetize. Go to CaseyDStefano.com and click Work with Us, and together we'll have a blast making your dreams marketable. Hey folks, if you've always wanted to start your own podcast, head over to the show notes page that accompanies this episode. There, you will find a special link to Entrepreneur on Fire's free podcast course. It's 15 videos in 15 days, and they will have you podcasting like a pro. It's fun and it's easy, and it is free. I did it myself, and it was fantastic. So go to CaseyDStefano.com/Marty1. You gotta check it out. Thanks for hanging in. Here we go with 10 tips on how to increase your likability. 1. Be a real person, not a robot. People like real people. Try to be confident but respectful. Be the first person to make a move. Hand out, eyes locked, and smile. People will appreciate this. Number 2. Ask questions and listen to the answers. Listen to the answers about their lives, their interests, their passions. People are egocentric. They love to talk about themselves. It's the subject they know most about. So ask and listen. And remember, always remember a person's name. Stop using the excuse, you're bad with names. No one wants to hear it. Do what you have to do to remember it. Repeat it out loud. Associate the name with something. Hell, excuse yourself to the loo and put it in your phone. Number 3. Ask for permission. What is asking for permission? I learned this from a dear colleague. Her name is Julie Zuzak, and she has a great podcast too. She's the corporate yogi, and it's all about conscious business. Check her out if you get a chance. This is what I learned from her. Instead of telling someone what you want them to do or bombing them by giving them unsolicited feedback, you simply take a second to ask their permission. Your sentence might start with, "Can I?" "Would you like me to?" Or "Is this good?" Or "Is this a good time?" A great time to use this is when you're giving someone feedback. If the feedback is for someone who works for you, you can always ask them, "Hey, can I give you some feedback on that project that you just completed?" Or if you're dying to give someone feedback when it isn't solicited or isn't really expected, you should ask, "Hey, do you want some feedback on this?" Another example is if you're dying to ask someone a personal question, but you're not sure if it's really appropriate. "Is it all right if I ask you something personal?" Another example is where it works well is when you're networking. A lot of clients tell me that they feel awkward about handing out business cards. So you should ask permission in that scenario. "Can I give you one of my cards?" Or even better, "I'd love to keep in touch. Can we exchange business cards?" I also use this skill with coaching clients. When I'm about to hit them with a really tough question, I'll say, "Can I ask you a really tough question?" Then I pause and give them a second to answer. Number 4, be in a great mood. If you're always happy and fun to be around, you'll make everyone else around you feel great too. Use your own acquaintances as an example. I'm betting that the people you enjoy spending most of your time with are the happy ones. Number 5, smile, especially when greeting someone or taking their money. When someone gives up a big smile of gratitude or happiness, it rubs off on the receiver. There's tons of study to prove that mood, whether positive or negative, spreads between individuals. So enliven someone's day. And if you're taking a payment from them, look them straight in the eye and show them gratitude with a big thank you. Number 6, authentic appreciation. Recognize and appreciate someone's efforts. People love being praised. It feels great to be told you performed a job well done. When an individual does something right, say so. It won't be forgotten. Number 7, compliment other people. According to Gretchen Rubin, the author of The Happiness Project, whatever you say about other people influences how people see you. If you describe someone else as genuine and kind, people will also associate you with those qualities. Number 8, ask, don't order. Ask my husband. I hate being bossed around, and so does he. So instead of him telling me to find out how much Sophie's preschool admission is, he says, "Hey Casey, if you have the time, can you find out how much Sophie's check needs to be?" He is even this polite after the 3rd time he's asked me to do it. It makes a world of difference, trust me. Number 9, ask for advice. Asking for advice shows that you value the other person's opinion. Everyone likes to feel needed. When you make someone feel better about himself or herself, that person will most certainly end up liking you for it. Number 10, this is my favorite one, physical touch. Be classy, not sassy. All women should shake hands. With business acquaintances, new faces, teachers, and moms alike. It's a small action in bonding, a connection. Go even further if you want and do a 2-hand shake. Pat a close friend or acquaintance on the shoulder and say, "Hey, great job." Not everyone will feel comfortable with this strategy, and if it's not for you, that's fine. But me, I'm always holding back because I always want to hug everybody. Which brings me to you. Okay, my loyal listeners, I hope that even one of these tips can help you in your daily life. Maybe help make your life easier, happy, or help brighten someone else's day. Remember, communication is key. Thank you so much for sticking with me on this 3-part series. You deserve a big fat hug. I tried to make it entertaining with my big Hollywood experience, but what was more important is how this story affects you. We talked about how to jump out of your comfort zone, how to work on being an authentic business person, and how to procure likability through communication skills. I hope that you found all of this information helpful in your journey as a kick-ass working mom. Remember, you can have a successful career and an abundant family life without pulling your hair out. A future chock full of meaning, happiness, and stability. And even more importantly, you have the power to be a role model for your children, of strength and stick-to-itiveness. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Keep listening and I'll get you there. It's our time now, sisters.